Hey everybody, I'm Geek Soul Brother, and I'm putting the funk in the Final Frontier. It's a hot one today. It's a pretty hot day, but you know what wasn't hot? X-Men Apocalypse. Unfortunately, X-Men Apocalypse was not that good. It wasn't horrible. It didn't deserve some of the ratings I'm seeing online, like 5 out of 10, 4.7 out of 10, whatever. It wasn't nearly as good as some of the good superhero movies this year or of the recent past. It had problems. It definitely had problems. Fox, I'm looking at you. How are you messing up Apocalypse? One of the best villains in comic book lore. How you messing up Apocalypse? You got the animated series to look at. You got all the comics to look at. This was not my Apocalypse when I was collecting comics in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. And I don't blame Oscar Isaac. He played a good role. If Oscar Isaac, that starred as Poe Dameron in Star Wars, in the recent Star Wars film, he was also in Ex Machina. Both those roles were very different, and this role was also different, and he played all of them well. But the writing, oh my goodness, it just wasn't there. There wasn't much to work with. It was just apocalypse. I'll get to that in a second. This is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil the movie. I just want to give you guys some of the good points and bad points that I liked and didn't like. Kinberg is one of the writers on here. Bryan Singer and Kinberg. Bryan Singer directed. Why would you let the writer of one of the most hated X-Men film touch another X-Men property, right? Kinberg wrote Last Stand. Nobody liked it. Hardly anybody liked it. Some of you guys out there liked it. That's fine. You like what you like or whatever. But I'm talking about the masses of nerds out there did not like X-Men Last Stand. And here he is, Kinberg is back writing Apocalypse. This was better. I'm going to be truthful. It was better than Last Stand, but at least I think it was better. Some of you guys, some of you guys are gonna be like, no, this is just as bad. It just wasn't there. The writing wasn't there. The actors couldn't really work off it too much. You know, Fassbender was good. Oscar Isaac was good. I mean, Fassbender always does well when he's in his more personal scenes in the X-Men, when he's actually talking and, you know, there's some emotion behind there. He's got the Denzel Washington one tear coming down. I know that dude has a whole collection of Denzel Washington tapes at home where he just looks at Denzel with his one tear coming down. A lot of you blurs too out there, a lot of you black nerds want to know if Storm was represented well by what's her name, Alexandra Shipp. She did a good job starting out, right? Because she had some lines and some actors. She did a pretty good job starting out as, you know, Kid Storm, early Storm. But as the movie progressed, she didn't have anything to say, and neither did Psylocke. I really am not feeling the fact that the two women on the evil side, and most women on the bad side of these teams, don't have much to say. I can't say just women because the men too. If you look at First Class and stuff like that, but I mean, come on, this is Storm, this is Psylocke. Give him something to say. Even as evil villains, give him something to say. I guess that was a little bit of spoiler. Sorry. I did love Quicksilver's scene. Again, Quicksilver kind of saves the movie. It's the only scene. Yo, sweet dreams are made of this. That's what I'm talking about. That was a good scene Quicksilver did. Again, weak plot. You know, basically Apocalypse pops up and he just wants, I don't know, he wants something simple. And, you know, he goes through the movie trying to get it simple, whatever he wants. And then that's about it, you know. And I'm like, oh, no twists, no turns, no nothing. Such a contrast to a recent film, a superhero film that came out also this month, month of May. The acting was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. Some of it was just the writing, and some of it was just, you know, just the acting, whatever. And we know a couple of the faces. The kid that played Quicksilver, Peter Evans, he can act his behind off. The sister that plays Sansa in Game of Thrones, you know, she can act, you know, out of a paper bag. She can act out of a paper bag. But I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't resonate. A lot of the characters didn't resonate. The worst thing about it, I'm gonna tell you guys. The worst thing was some of the special effects. Angel's wings, good special effect. Quicksilver running around doing his thing, good special effect. Um, Green screen, horrible effect, atrocious. Psylocke with the sky in the back, and she's coming down with her swords and her psychic sword and stuff. Horrible, just bad effects. Just not good CG. I don't know why. Maybe one art department was talking to another, and neither of them were talking to the art director. I guess. Now I know I'm being facetious, but it just some of the effects just weren't good. There is an after credit scene, so stick around. You know, Fox actually learned some. DC doesn't know what they're doing with the after credit scenes, but Fox actually knows. So bravo to you, Fox, for that. Other than that, though, I do have to say it wasn't a horrible movie. Kids might like it. You know, kids might not be bothered by it, but us comic fans, of course, we have a little problem. I'm just saying it wasn't big enough. It wasn't cool enough. The stakes, I don't know, the stakes of the characters, the personal stakes that they had, the personal things that they had to deal with wasn't strong enough. And but I am glad that they introduced more characters into the X-Men. So now we can look forward to an even bigger team or whatever. But you know, Fox, you seriously have to think about giving them rights back. Sell them back to Marvel. They got money. Sell the rights back, Fox. Stop being selfish and stop messing up my X-Men, childhood traditions. You just do the right thing. Do the right thing, Fox. Anyway, so why give X-Men Apocalypse 3.25 out of 5 cosmic afros. It just wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst movie, right? It was okay. It was okay. It just didn't, it didn't do what it could have done. That's all. 3.25 out of 5 cosmic afros. Hit me on my blog, geeksoulbrother.com. I got movie reviews. I got trailers on there, commentaries from myself and my crew from my podcast. If you want to listen to our podcast, check it out. It's in iTunes and Stitcher. It's Geek Soul Brother and the Nerdy Venoms. Just look that up. And, we have a good nerd conversation. So come and join us with that. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the non-spoiler review. I'll hit you with the spoiler review. We'll get into more details and stuff that kind of bothered me and stuff that I really like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. I'm almost at 100. Help me get to 100. That's all I want to do for now. That's all I want to do today. I want to get to 100. Just help me out, you guys. And other than that, hope you liked the video. Take care. Talk to you later. Peace.